A very good morning to all. So I would like to, on behalf of the Dolphin Institute and on behalf of the Intellectual Property Rights Cell of the Dolphin Institute, I would like to welcome you in this one-day workshop. And as you know, we are also celebrating the Chemistry Day. And on the eve of this Chemistry Day, we are conducting a one-day workshop on the intellectual property rights. So before introducing our guest, I would like to invite Professor Varsa Parcha, the Dean Research Development Cell of this institute, to welcome our guest. Please, ma'am.
So welcome, Dr. Bhagwat Prasad Joshi. And we are very fortunate that you agreed from your busy schedule, as Ashish was telling me that you are busy with some kind of workshop going on there. But still you have spared your time and spared your time for valuable inputs from side, because I came to know from your CV that you have done number of patents. So for that matter, we would like to hear so that our students get motivated. No doubt it is a chemistry week, and in a part of a chemistry week celebration, we have organized this one-day workshop. So once again, I welcome you all on behalf of DIPX. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Varsha Parcha. And dear friends, as you know, the chemistry is the art of transformation, where the elements dance together to create the materials which can shape the modern era of this technology. So with these words, I would like to introduce the distinguished guest speaker for today's workshop. He is Professor Bhagwati Prasad. So I'm delighted to introduce him in front of our audience and the participants of this workshop. Professor Bhakti Prasad is the faculty member in the Department of Materials Engineering at the Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru, where his research group focus on the exploring emerging electronic materials for disruptive computational technology such as the Internet of Things and the artificial intelligence. Prior to joining ISC, he worked as a principal research scientist at the Western Digital in USA. He earned his doctorate degree in material science from the University of Cambridge in 2015 and subsequently held a scientist position at the Max Planck Institute for Solid State Research at Stuttgart, Germany. In 2016, he joined Professor R. Ramesh Group at the University of California, Berkeley, as a senior postdoctoral researcher. Professor Prasad has published over than 40 research articles in the prestigious journals such as Nature, Nature Material, Science Advance, Advanced Materials, and Nanoletters, among others, and the field more than 40 patents, including 35 US patents. The average impact factor of the top 10 journal is 42. He has delivered more than 59 invited talks across the globe. He has received numerous awards and fellowship throughout his academic career, including Infosys Young Investor Award, a global medal in MSc Physics at Gadwal University, an Academic Excellence Award for the MTech from IIT Kanpur, a UGC Net Research Fellowship at IIT Kanpur, a prestigious Nehru Cambridge Fellowship at St. John's College Fellowship at the University of Cambridge. He is also a member of numerous professional societies and the education boards, including MRS Advanced Functional Materials, Nature Scientific Reports, APL Materials, Electronic Journals. Professor Prasad has served as a vice chair at the IEEE Magnetic Society in the Silicon Valley, USA, and is one of the symposium co-organized for the prestigious MRS fall meetings in 2022 and 2023. Actually, this is the limited information which we have about the Professor Bhagwati Joshi. Actually, he belongs to the intellectual domain of this country, who has a gumption to push the status quo and appeal your imaginations toward the technological IPR innovations in this country. So without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Bhagwati Prasad for deliver his talk. Please, sir, now mic is over to you.
Thank you very much, Ashish. Thanks for introduction. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Huh? Okay. And this is the first time using this. Okay. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir. Is it visible?
Is it visible? Very good. Perfect. Can you see my presentation? Okay. You can see my slide, am I right? My presentation.
Yes, sir. Is it visible? You can slide, sir.
Is it very good? It's visible, no? You can see my
Yeah.
slide, am I right? My presentation. Okay, it's
You
going
can
forward.
slide. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. So yeah, thank you very much, Ashish, and also Dolphin University administration
Sir,
for inviting me and
sir,
giving me
can you
this.
repeat
Yeah,
it? Can you move your slide once?
it's moving.
No, no, sir, it's not moving.
Why it's not moving? Wait a minute. So can you see now my screen?
Yes, sir, I have put it on the stage.
Okay. So now it's moving.
No, no, it's not moving. Yeah, yeah, yes, okay. Yeah, it is perfect,
Okay.
sir.
Now I'm going to full screen mode. Is it moving?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Great. Great. Yeah. So thank you very much, Ashish. So for this invitation. Sorry, I could not get time really put things properly together. So yeah, I put my like old slide stuff together and just presenting here. I mean, anybody can ask any question if you have any interest to know how one can file patents, what can be file, what can be can be basically how you can do your research that can go to the patent and for the patent technology. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about the research that paved the way for patented technology. So I'm going to tell you about my journey through scientific and technological innovations, and what I will do that I will take you through various places and also the things that I have been doing and how one can actually convert research or lab work into the patented technology, and how this patented technology is also useful for industrial revolutions and change in our ecosystem. So this is, I just took this slide from the internet. So what you see here is that how this exponential advancements of technology has happened through the issuance of the patents. Okay, in fact patents has given opportunity for the people to do the some crazy work and also protect it, because then you can actually, once you protected your work, then you can share with the people. Earlier, people were not open to share the things because there was not strong patent rights, and because of that the knowledge was not spreading across. But now if you already file patents on your knowledge, your technology, then people can see it and people can do advancement on that, and whatever work you have done, if somebody will use that, you will get the royalty for that. So you can see that over the years how the patent number of the patents has increased. In fact, going from 10 million to 11 million, like 1 million patents has happened recently in only in 35 months. This is across the globe I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see that how at different time there are different patents has been granted. Like telegraph was in 1840, then light bulb in 1880. This is a Thomas Edison has got the patent for that. And then dishwasher 1886, and flying machine transistors is John Bardeen, who invented transistors in 1950. And this way you can see these are the big landmark discovery in the history, and discovery or innovations we can see in the history that had changed the world. Okay, so definitely patent give you opportunity to protect your IP, intellectual property, right? Intellectual property, and you can get the royalties
Definitely,
you
it
can
will give
for
you
that.
opportunity to protect your sir, IP, sir, excuse me.
Intellectual property, right? Intellectual property, and you can get the royalties
Definitely, it
will
will
give
give
you
you
opportunity
opportunity
to
to
protect
protect
your
your
IP,
IP. Sir,
intellectual
your slide is not moving, sir.
and you can get the royalties.
Definitely,
It's
it
not
will give
moving.
you protect your
I'm in the slide
IP.
number second now,
It's not moving, sir.
and also I
Your
see some
slide is
echo
not
is coming.
moving. Slide is not moving, sir.
I'm in slide number 2 now. It's not moving.
No, yes, sir.
Eh?
It is not moving, sir.
Now is some slide number
Kindly
two.
put
Can
it
you
on
see
the
slide number
presentation
two?
mode, sir.
Sorry?
It is first only.
I don't know, man. What is happening then?
Yes, yes. Now it is moving.
Oh, because
Yes.
I'm not in the presentation mode, then only you see it's moving.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in slide number second
Yes, yes,
now.
yes.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Now we are able to see your PPT 2, slide 2.
Okay. Yeah, let me do this way. Actually, I know what is happening. So when I'm going to presentation mode, it's not moving. Can you see my presentation now?
Yeah.
I think this is better. Okay. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Yeah, this way I can't use, I don't know. Let me go to full screen mode once again. Okay. Okay, can you see my slide number second now?
Yes,
Ashish,
sir. Yes, sir.
slide number
We can
second is
see.
coming. Third,
Yeah. Not third, sir. Only 2.
uh, no, it's not going there.
No.
So there is some problem in this platform. When I am actually going in full screen mode, it's not moving. What about now?
Yes, sir. Now is it moving?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's not in the full screen mode. That's the problem. That's okay.
Yes,
We
sir.
can do like this. No problem. Yeah.
Okay. Sure, sir.
Can you see presentation is visible?
Yes, sir. It's a second slide visible.
But is fonts are small or is okay?
It's okay, sir. No issue.
Yeah, I don't know what to do because it's not going through.
Yes, sure, sure.
Okay, so yeah, what I was trying to say is that when you can protect your IP, your patent, your intellectual property, then you are free to share your knowledge to the people. You don't need to hide it. So if you discover something, you make some new technology, and then you file a patent on that. After that, you can share with the people, and so that if people use that, if your industry use that, you will get the royalty for that. And that way what happens is that knowledge can widespread across the globe, and people can actually do the next step on that, right? So patent has given that advantage that people can share the knowledge and share the informations to the world, and so that everybody can take the benefit of that, and they can do the next generation work on that, right? So you can see over the years how like how this number of the patents, issue of the patents has increased. In fact, in last 35 months, people have got 1 million patent. So it's actually increasing exponentially if you see that. Okay, so these are the various invention has happened in the history. In like 1980 or even 1940, telegraph was invented, and 1980 light bulb, that is invented by the Thomas Edison, so he filed the patents. And several other technology, like one other landmark, the transistors discovery. John Bardeen has invented the transistors, and he filed the patent on that, and he got a lot of money in later stage when the transistors have come into the real technology. In fact, he had it not filed the patents, he had it not shared this information with the people, probably the semiconductor industry and electronic industry would have not changed the world the way it has changed today. So certainly, filing patents and IPs give us, sort of surety that whatever we are, inventing, we are getting the full credit for that one. Okay, so what I will do now, I'll take you through my journey and how I have actually worked at various places, and how we've got new technology, new innovations, and then how we file patent on that. Okay, so I born and brought up in the foothill of Himalaya. So I'm from Uttarakhand. In fact, I'm from the one of the remote place of Uttarakhand, Chamoli district, and I did my schooling from there. And so that was my beginning of my life. So this is how it looked like, and this slide for the people who are not from Uttarakhand. Okay, so then I did my BSc and MSc from Gadwal University from Uttarakhand, Srinagar, and then after that I went to IIT Kanpur and I did MTech in material science at IIT Kanpur. And there I worked on the magnetic nanoparticles, and this is basically basic fundamental research, making the magnetic nanoparticles and use them for some some applications. However, I haven't used them, but now people use this magnetic nanoparticles for drug delivery applications. So how if you want to so we did not file a patent on this certainly, but if you want to file a patent on that, just doing basic fundamental research will not give you that opportunity to file a patent. You need to actually find some application for that, and you have to demonstrate that it can be useful for that particular application. Okay, so this work we have done when I joined Tata Steel. So after my MTech, I worked in Tata Steel industry for 3 years. That's a So Tata Steel is one of the world largest steel manufacturing company. They make a lot of new varieties of steel. Besides that, they do many other novel innovations. And since this company is quite old, and you all know about Tata and their legacy, they give the freedom to do new stuff. And so I had an opportunity to do something what is not been done there before. So I got an opportunity to actually think about how one can integrate the photovoltaics like solar cell on the top of the steel. Today it seems quite trivial, but it was not trivial. In fact, putting something on the steel is not trivial, as because the steel that we use for our building purposes, that's quite rough. Okay, and when you put the photovoltaic on top of that, it's very thin. If you particularly if you're looking for thin film photovoltaics, it's very thin. And also you have to think of when you deposit this or make this material on the top of the steel, how you take care of the roughness. So we treated the steel. We find a new way how we can integrate the photovoltaics thin films on the steel, and that we file a patent on that, because that was a not known technology, and it has a huge industrial implications, industrial benefits, that's why we file a patent on that. Besides that, I also worked on different things, which is basically we develop a water purifier. So what we have done, which is basically kind of pretty novel, we use the steel industry waste oxide fines. So what happened is that in steel industry, they produce the oxide fines when they actually make this steel sheet. So what happened is that during the steel making, the steel, like molten actually iron, the liquid iron, it basically comes and form a thick solid slab, the hot slab basically. And those hot slabs are cooled down with the water, and then again using the cold rolling mill, then they will actually roll this thick steel to the thin steel, and that will be converted into sheet that we see for for our various applications, including the building integrated applications like roof purposes and also for car purposes. You can see here down here. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so what happened is that during that process, they when they cool those the thick steel slab, which comes from hot roll mill, they basically it basically form a thin oxide layer at the surface, and then there is a pickling plant which actually remove that oxide, this oxide layers, and then it forms a thin oxide actually fines, which form thin oxide fines, and one can use this thin oxide fine for some applications. So what I have done is that I took those oxide fines and I did some laboratory testing. I found that they are actually nano size of the iron oxide Fe2O3. Okay, this is the paper that you can see we published on this. And in fact, before publishing paper, we actually found that these oxide fines are really useful for removing the arsenic, for arsenic contaminated water. And we developed various filters, water purifier filters with that, and we filed 3 to 4 patents on that. Okay, so you can see here we actually not only we develop those in the laboratory, but we really make those filters and different kind of filters, and we install them in the real field. Actually, this is arsenic affected area of the Bengal, West Bengal, where we actually install these filters. You can see that, and in fact you can see how dirty water, and this water also has a lot of arsenic. And after using these filters, we get really clean waters with the pretty much arsenic free waters, very less, like less than 10 ppb, which is what who standards is, and then people are using it. You can see that this woman was actually installed this filter at their home, and they were using it for their home purposes. So certainly it has a huge implications in real market. And so we file 3 patents on that, depending upon the different structure that we made. So when you file a patent, you file a patent on different things. You file a patent on the process, you file a patent on your product, or also sometimes you file a patent on a different design that you make. So we file the patents on design, process, and product, all these three things. Okay, so these are the patent that we file, and then these are already granted. One, the photovoltaics one is not yet granted, but other three has already been granted. And so the patent has the lifetime of 20 years. So for 20 years, so since this patent were filed in Tata Steel, when I was an employee of Tata Steel, so I got some royalty for that when it was granted. But now this belongs to company, not belongs to me. So when somebody else will use it anywhere in the world for 20 years in India, so this is Indian patent, so for Indian purpose, then Tata Steel will claim the royalty. If people will actually infringe that, then if Tata Steel won't, they can like file some sort of like case against them, that you are using our technology, our patented technology, without paying the royalty for us. Okay, but sometimes big company, they don't pay much attention on small things. So depending upon how big, impactful it is for the company like Tata Steel. Okay, so then after completing, like after spending 3 years in Tata Steel Jamshedpur, then I got an opportunity to pursue PhD program at University of Cambridge, UK, and there I worked on very different things, very fundamental things, where we use the oxide materials and magnetic materials, and we made some sort of spin filter device, and those spin filter device that one can use for data storage application. So certainly it has applications, but we have worked on the fundamental side of those things, understanding the physics behind it. So we, for the very first time, we actually shown a new effect of how one can filter the spin of the electron. Okay, and then so many of the work that we do in the lab, that can also be filed patent, right? But sometimes academicians are not too much basically worry about that. They even don't know what can be patented, what cannot be patented. And also earlier days, people like across the globe, in academia, in university, the patent was not recognized as a credentials, or as a big thing. I mean, it was kind of rarely happen things in the academic world. Okay, so that's why people from university, they don't file much patents until unless they see something really breakthrough, and which has huge implications in the industrial sector. Okay, so then after that, after completing my PhD, I worked in Max Planck Institute in Germany, in Stuttgart, where if you have any of you have heard about the von Cleansing, who actually discovered the fractional quantum Hall effect, and in fact he got the Nobel Prize for that. So now you can see that he got the Nobel Prize for fractional quantum Hall effect, but he did not file a patent on that, because it doesn't have the industrial benefits or any technological implications, particularly at that point of time. Maybe in future it might have, but that time it was not having that, and probably that he even did not think about that. So yeah, there I actually in Max Planck Institute. So I have done something else. I found a way to integrate the liquid, to pattern the liquid, for example water, ionic water basically, and we pattern that, and we actually integrate this with the microelectronic devices. So the purpose was to make some sort of neuromorphic computing device, something probably some of you have heard about the Neuralink, this company, Elon Musk company Neuralink, which is actually making a chip which can be connected to our brain, and we can actually kind of upload and download informations to the human brain. I mean, it's a very early stage of this kind of work, and probably it's having some societal impact. So we'll see how it goes. But that is actually how that was a thinking thought process, that can you make a chip which can actually integrate with the brain, neuromorphic chip. Certainly it has industrial implications, But I did ask my PI there, Johan Menhar, that we should file a patent, but he was more of in academic ecosystem. He said, okay, that's okay, we don't need to worry too much about the patent. We published this paper in one of the prestigious journal, Advanced Materials, and definitely it has got a lot of recognitions across the globe. And so in fact, people haven't even could not thought about that one can even think of doing this. Yeah, so this itself has some sort of its own kind of breakthrough, which has a different I would say different weightage compared to the patented technology. Okay, then I joined University of California, Berkeley, and there I worked with the Intel team. Okay, and with that we definitely filed some patents, and so there we have developed a completely new technology, which is basically new logic systems. So far, all our electronic devices, they are based on CMOS computing, complementary metal oxide based semiconductor technology. But there I have discovered a new technology which is called spin, a magnetoelectric spin orbit logic. So which is called the MESO devices. In fact, that paper was published in Nature Journal, and we published several other papers like Advanced Materials, Nature Communication, Science Advances, several papers we published, and definitely we developed a new technology with that. So this has a huge implications in the semiconductor industry. Okay, then I worked in industry as well in US. So there I have worked with Western Digital, which used to be the IBM Research Center. So this place where I worked has developed all sort of memory technology since the era of floppy disk and hard disk drive and CD, all those things. So the magnetic tape. So they are the one who actually discover, not only make the product, but they discover the new science and physics about that and make the product out of this. Okay, so there now people are working on different kind of technology. So they're working on how one can replace the this RAM, this DRAM or RAM in our computer, which is basically volatile RAM to a non-volatile RAM. And I have actually come up with the various new devices which can replace this DRAM or RAM with the non-volatile one, which is called the MRAM, and a different flavor of the MRAM. MRAM is a magnetic random access memory, and we filed several patents on that. More than 40 patents, US patents we filed, because we have discovered or innovated several new architectures, and that was, most of them has already been granted actually. Okay, so then I mean, ISC Bangalore, we are working on again similar kind of things. That's why our group name is a Disruptive Electronic Materials and Electronic Devices. So basically, we are not working on the conventional electronic systems. We are working on the next generation electronic systems. Those one can use for AI, for IoT, for even virtual reality, augmented reality based devices. In fact, we have several projects, industry projects, and projects from many different places, and we are developing a lot of interesting stuff together. So that's why we say that we are working on the disruptive electronic materials, which will create a disruptions in the ecosystems and completely come up with the new solutions and a new technology in the market. And what we do is that we actually make the materials, the PLD in sputtering. So we make the thin films, and then we make devices, various kind of sensor devices, and even various kind of electronic devices. We use the physics knob of ferroelectricity, spintonics, magnetoelectric, and then we also make quantum technological devices like neuromorphic computing, quantum computing, like computing devices, various quantum computing devices, including neuromorphic computing, quantum computing, non-volatile memories. So this is what we do in our lab here in ISC Bangalore. So this is my group. You can see there are around 20 people in my group. Okay, so where we can see other big thing is coming up, as you saw in my second slide, that now the number of the patents are increasing like drastically with every year, and now people are actually filing patents on every new innovations, and certainly innovation is happening everywhere across the globe now, because people are aware of this and the facilities are there. And so among that, AI is really one of the leading technology which which is driving the next disruption in the ecosystems in all sort of field, right, which include transportations, manufacturing, healthcare, education, media, and customer services, and how we can use the AI for different applications, and how the different devices, different technologies, IoT devices. In fact, you can see how one can use the IoT devices for different applications. So this is one of the applications for IoT devices, where one can make a smart kitchen, and how all these devices can connect together and actually send information from one device to the device. So this all actually can be patented, and people are working a lot of new technologies on in this area, and keep filing several patents on that. Okay, so this is maybe not that important here. So yeah, one of the other important areas that memory and storage technology. So as I said, that the memory technology where I particularly work on, which require new innovations, because there is something called the memory wall in our current computational architecture. There is some problem where our memory is not running as fast as the processor, and hence the memory is creating a wall for the computation. So across the globe, people are looking how to solve this problem, this memory wall problem, and so we are also doing trying to solve these problems. And particularly, this is quite important, because in the future we are going to use a lot of AI-based devices, IoT-based devices, where actually we are kind of sending data from one device to the device. So we need a kind of fast access of the data all the time, and hence the data transfer is more important than the processing of the data. And so then this memory wall is definitely a big problem. So how to solve these problems? We have been developing various kind of technologies in the past. Already you have seen that I have filed 40 patents, and now we're still doing a lot of new stuff on that direction. Besides that, we store the information, whatever photo, video, whatever we record, we always want to store it. And where it gets stored, if you are using cloud services, it's going to be stored in a big cloud services that these companies like Amazon, Google, they have. And actually what they do is that they have a big hard disk drive there, and there they store all the data. But you won't believe that the 40% of the energy they use to just keep those system running properly, and cool them down, because these systems generate a lot of heat. So how to, the question is that, because in the only last 20 30 years we are actually generating a lot of data, but think about our lifetime, and 100 years from now, how much data we would be having, and how we can really save all data at all the time. It will be quite expensive, and it will consume a lot of energy. So we have to think about how to make devices that can store a lot of data in a small volume, and consume very small energy. So I have also worked on something called the DNA storage. Like our DNA stores information about us. So can we also make a synthetic DNA, artificial DNA, which is quite close to the chemistry people here? So then can you use the DNA for storing the information, and how to read the DNA, how to write the DNA? That all require a lot of technological challenges, and this is what people have been doing and filing a lot of patents on that. A company like Microsoft and Twist and Western Digital. These are the three companies primarily working on that. But many other academic institutes, or even in ISC, some people do work on the DNA storage. I'm not working on this right now here, but I have worked on DNA storage in past. Okay, so as we are in the era of the big data, like Internet of Things, as I told, that there is a ongoing shift from computer centric to data centric. Okay, so we are more concerned about how we can manipulate the data, transfer the data from one edge to other edge. Then second thing, as I told, that the energy consumptions, as we are consuming a lot of energy right now. So how to make energy efficient devices, and how to solve the memory wall issue. So all that require a lot of innovations, and there is a lot of scope for filing the patents. Okay, so this is what across the globe people have been looking various technologies to solve the problems, and yeah, bring a lot of innovations. So this is our work. So we also doing a lot of research work in that area, and you can see that I have worked on ultra low power operating magnetoelectric memory devices. We published a lot of paper on that. Then ferroelectric memories. We actually, this I would put here. Okay, so we actually published a lot of paper on that, and also filed patents. Then I have worked on a lot of memory devices, linked to resistive RAM devices. We filed 40 patents and many other technology that we have been working on. So yeah, so this is okay. So now let me come to the next slide, which tells about okay about IPR process. What is the IPR process? How what you do with when you create any IP, intellectual property, when you create, how you can actually get this IP rights, and what is the way to control, have your IP rights placed well. So first is the patent, that you can think of patenting it. So what you will patent, you have to find the uh, whether it is, you are inventing something. So patent typically is done by the inventors, okay, who invent something new. That could be a new design, a new product, a new machine, a new plant. In fact, if you have a new plants, you can also file a patent on that, a new process. If you are finding a new way of doing things, like in chemistry, you can have a lot of process patent, because you're synthesizing the new molecules, new systems, and that is a new way of doing it. Maybe the shortest way, maybe you use less steps, less processes, less time, or whatever it is, and that can be patented. And the life of the patent is from 15 to 20 years of protection you can get with that. Other is called the copyrights, okay, which we heard all the time. The copyrights, this is my copyrights. When typically this is for some artistic things, like for authors and music and architect and software. These people get the copyrights, and copyrights has a much longer protections, like 70 to 170 years of protections. You get the copyrights. So even like 50 years old movie, you cannot just remake it without taking the copyrights. Okay, so copyrights has a big lifetime. And third is called the trademarks. So trademarks is like, Tata company has its own trademark. So brand name, basically design, symbol, phrase, all those things called the trademarks. And trademark is forever. Like if I got one trademark, like university logo, that will be there. Nobody can copy that again. It's like my logo forever. Okay. And there is one more thing is called a trade secret, which is not here. Trade secret is like which you don't even reveal. You don't bring that in the public. So the patents and copyrights and all those things coming in the public, and there are people who know how to twist the things, and sometimes just twisting here and there, you can still use it. Sometimes big company don't want to even share the informations, because it may be the key for the success for them, and if this is disclosed, people can find different way. So for example, Coca-Cola recipe is a trade secret. No one knows what is there actually. Even there's no patent, there is no information, public information is available, and it is a trade secret, and it is only the people who work there, they just know add A, B, C. They don't know what is A, what is B, what is C completely. Okay, and that's how it works. So many places, even in my company when I was working Western Digital, we did not file everything patent. Something are trade secrets, is not shared with anybody. They are with the company, and I cannot also reveal that to anybody. Okay, so particularly we are interested for the patent because we are the inventors. So inventors are interested in patents. So what you can patents, the eligibility criteria for filing patents is that we need to have a novelty. It has to be new. Nobody has done that before in the world. It has to be the new. Then only it can be filed patent. It should be not obvious. Okay, I mean something which is, for example, we are using this ragi, at home and making roti with that. There may be no patent on that, but you cannot file a patent on that. It's already well known, right? Masala tea is well known. You cannot make masala tea and file a patent on that. Something which is not obvious and not known to the people, and which is new also, but also have a industrial applications, and that need to have some sort of market associated with that. So for example, as I told you, that wound cleansing has discovered the fractional quantum Hall effect. There is no industrial application of that. You cannot file a patent on that. Nobody. So patent, this committee and this the team will not actually accept it. Okay, so different types of patents one can file. Design patent. So if you come with a new design, okay, which is not there before, your design is a more efficient way of doing things, then it can be filed patents. Or even the some sort of new architectures, that will also can be filed patents. Second is the utility. So utility is like a machine, process, systems, that is called the utility patents. Okay, and then third is the plant. Even the plant, if you come up with the new plants, that can also be filed patents. This is actually came in 1930 by US, actually, because that time there was a agricultural sort of more weightage on the agricultural stuff, and people are coming up with the new plants and new kind of seeds and new kind of foods and all that things. But then somebody else was copying that, so then they come up with the new thought process, that why don't we have a patent particularly for the plants, and which can protect the invention of the new plant variants. Okay, so what is the way of identifying filing the patents? So first you need to know what is patentable. So if you don't know whether your technology is patentable, then you cannot even think of filing patent. You have to first know whether it's patentable or not, then find out if your product has a novelty. Okay, so if you from your patent, if some product comes, will that be new product in the market? Then it should not be obvious, it should be non-obvious things. And then also make sure that there will be some industrial, some sort of need is there in the market. So that's how you actually file a patent. Okay, so I think that's all from my side. So thank you very much. And yeah, if you have any question, you are free to ask. If it is within my domain, I would be very happy to, yeah, answer it.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful talk. And you have sum up it very in a very well manner, very informative, and it's always having a honor with us that you joined us, and it shows your commitment, instant commitment for the science communications. That you have accepted our invitation in a very short span of time. I know you are very busy, so we have a lot of questions, but we are running with the time, and then we have a more session after this. So it's a one question from my side that nowadays the patents in a kind of a buzzword. Everyone wants to get a patents. So sometimes we see the mal behavior practices in the research and academics. Everyone is going to file patents. So what's your intake? What's your insight on this?
So, see, just filing patents is not enough actually. It should be granted. And that's the first thing. Second thing is that even if you grant it, well, how much is the value of that? Whether it's a useful patent or just for counting number of patents. So, this is the important thing. And also, of course, means you have to demonstrate before you file the patents. You need to demonstrate things, and you need to have enough evidence of your innovations. If you don't have evidence of innovations, I don't know how you can even file a patent on that. And yeah, this is always the case. People do malpractices, all those things happen. It's a part of the ecosystems. I think it will filter out over the period of time. Yeah, so since the government has a lot of thrust on patenting, because we are not good in the filing patents, US and other countries are really good on that, and that's why there's a thrust on that. But the thrust doesn't mean that you file anything. You have to do great things and then file a patent on that. So with the time, things will change. I hope so. So yeah, we don't need to worry too
Uh,
much right
thank
now.
thank you, sir, for this insight. And it's also appeal as a researcher, as a commission, the IPR cell and the ethics committee of the Dolphin Institute and the other institution always, kind of request to the all researcher, the academician and the young generation which are involving in going into the research field. They always maintain the ethics of the research and the academics. So the piling and the publication, the H indexes is not have a great impact on the research. The novelty is also, I think it's a conclusive remark which I can say with a good agreement to the Dr. Bhagwati, which he want to mention, that novelty of the work should be maintained. That is the impactful in the development of the science and technology in this country. So now I would like to invite Dr. Salini Singh, the senior member of IPR cell and the research development committee of this institute, to propose a vote of thanks from Dolphin, on the behalf of the Dolphin Institute. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Dr. Shalini Singh, on behalf of Dolphin PG Institute, extend a very hearty thanks to our Speaker of the Day, Dr. Bhagwati Prasad Joshi, who honored us with his presence and took his valuable time off busy schedule. I especially like to appreciate the efforts of Dr. Joshi for briefing his research work along with IPRs in such precise manner. I also wish to express my gratitude to our Principal Ma'am, Dr. Shalja Pant, for providing encouragement and support for organizing such events. I am very grateful to our Chairman, Sir Shri Arvind Gupta ji, for providing us an opportunity to organize this lecture. I heartily congratulate to all the participants for their active participation in this event, as no program can become successful with a single person. So I extend my big thanks to entire technical team and all the fellow colleagues for their support. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time and giving such insightful lecture to us. Thank you so much once again, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, participants,
Okay,
for
so
being here.
yeah,
Or thank you,
thank you
sir.
very much. Hmm.
We are signing off until we meet again. Thank you very much.
Sure. Yeah, bye bye. Thanks.